The bottom of 48, 3 lines up from the bottom. V'amar Ravina Marav, Mitra b'ma'aravan Sa'ada Rabba Prat. When it rains in Israel, then the river Perat rises in Iraq. It seems like because it was higher. That's according to Ravin Bar Amarav. Now, the explanation here, this is talking about the laws of mikveh. We know the laws of mikveh have to be rainwater. We also maybe heard that you could go to a mikveh in a river or in a lake. So let's talk about rivers. So the river, you could go in a mikveh if majority of the water is river water. Yes, it's going to rain on top of that river, but if you could say generally most of this water is originally from this river, then you could do the mikveh in that river.
Versus
as opposed to
where's the water from?
No, well, naturally Hashem made a river, and there's a river. Now
But
it
all
rains.
the water is coming from rain. Eventually, it comes from
No,
the north.
no, but how? No, so there's rain on this river, but when we always and water evaporates, but when I look at this river, where's majority of this river water from? Is it from the rain from all year long? Now some rivers are like that; they're dead in the winter,
and then it is 90% from snow.
Prat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this. But let's say the Nile River. Nile is a massive river. The Mississippi, like these are big rivers where it rains, but it doesn't become 50% or 51% rainwater over the river water. Some are like that. Some are a little stream like this. Comes the winter, it's a thing. So you can see it's like 95% rainwater. So like this, rainwater alone. Let's say you just have a pit and rainwater. To go in a mikveh of rainwater, it needs to be still water, like in a mikveh, in a pit, in a closed place. If it is, so let's say I set up like a man-made river, or I set up like and let's say rainwater is the majority. No, you can't go in the mikveh like that. It needs to be it needs to be still, and if it's a river, it needs to be majority river water, and then you could do it as opposed to rainwater.
So running water is zochalim?
Yeah, Zochalin is running water. So now like this. Ravin Amarav says that when it rains in Israel, the river Euphrates rises. And basically saying that it rises more than what it is, and you can't use it as a mikveh. I guess what Nisim's saying, 90% is snow water. And we're going to see the Ran also says that now Israel has the Hermon and this from melted snow from Israel and from rain from Israel. So Ravin Amarav says, therefore you can't go in the mikveh, you can't use the Euphrates River as a mikveh. That's his statement. Upliga de Shmuel, and this argues on Shmuel. The Amar Shmuel Nahara mikife mitbarich. The river of Perat, from its own rocks, from the bottom, it grows. There's sources, well springs under the water, under the river that causes, and therefore, some rain comes in, but this is the majority, and therefore you could use the Euphrates River as a mikveh. But then the Gemara says, "Upliga de Shmuel ad Shmuel." There's a question. We're going to bring another statement from Shmuel that contradicts his own statement. And the Gemara basically is going to bring a contradictory statement, and actually he doesn't answer the contradiction. And he's going to leave it like this. I want to see what the halacha is. So there's going to be now two statements of Shmuel, and this is the contradictory statement of Shmuel. Bottom line, Pliga de Shmuel de Shmuel, Damar Shmuel, Shmuel says, En hamayim metaharim bezochalim, ela prat beyomet tishre bilvad. The only time you could go into the waters of the Euphrates is only in the time of Tishrei. Because the time of Tishrei, it's not a time of rain, and it's not a time of melted snow, and therefore the majority of the water in the Euphrates at this moment in Tishrei is Euphrates water and not rainwater. Otherwise, we have to assume it's from rainwater, etc. So that's contradictory to Shmuel, who Shmuel said it goes with the water from below. Okay, so that's the contradictory statement. Now the father of Shmuel, as the Gemara continues, Avua de Shmuel, Avad lehon mikvaot lebinte beyomen Nisan. Avua, the father of Shmuel, made mikvaot, like the way we know it, like a pit, for his daughters in the days of Nisan, because he was worried about the rainwater being more than the river water in Perat, like the second statement of Shmuel. Umafzi b'yom Tishrei, and he put mats in the days of Tishrei, mats in the bottom of the. So there's two explanations. One is mats at the bottom of the river. So now this is Tishrei. Tishrei means they could go into the river. They put mats at the bottom of the river because it was muddy at the bottom of the river. So we mats to make it easier for the girls to go to the mikveh. And the Ran brings another explanation is because in a mikveh pit, let's say, it's like a room. You can make it more private, but a river is very hard to make private. So because they were allowed to go to the mikveh in the river on Tishrei, he would make mats like a wall to make it a place of tzniut for the girls to go to. So you have a contradiction here in Shmuel's opinions and no answer apparently. And the Ran says, if you see the Inyan Halacha, Pasak Rabbeinu Tam ki Shmuel damar nahara mikifeh mibarich. He says from Rabbeinu Tam that he goes with the first statement of Shmuel, that it comes from the well springs from below, and you can use the Euphrates River for all year round. That's the way Rabbeinu Tam goes, and it seems that's the way the Ran goes as well. Okay, now that we quoted Ravin, we're going to continue with statements from him. So now the Gemara says, Amar Rav Ami, Amar Rav, but on the side it changes it to Ravin. At least I have it here on my side. So there's another statement of Ravin. What does it mean when it says in the Pasuk? Ve'ata ben adam aseh lecha kli gola. So the pasuk says, the pasuk in Yechezkel,
Different subject. No?
different subject, but because it's the same person, so now we're going to go back to sicknesses because that's what we were talking about last. Is a person visiting someone, and when you made a promise, I'm not going to talk to you, and now the guy got sick, I want to go visit him. We're going to get back into that. But this is another statement of Ravin. What does it mean when the pasuk says in Yechezkel, when you're going to go to Galut, you're going to go with the vessels of Galut. What's the vessels of Galut? It says the Gemara Zuner v'ka'ara shatiach, a candle, a bowl or plate, and a carpet. And this is basically like in order to just basic needs of eating. I need a candle to see what I'm doing. I need a bowl. And I need a shatiach, a carpet to sit on and to use also as a table, not like sitting on, and that's going to be my floor, that's going to be my table, and that's going to be... So these are basic needs, and that's if I'm going to Galut, and I got to take pack one bag with me, I got to pack a candle, I got to pack a little bowl, pack a little shatiach. So the Gemara continues, page Menalef from Menalef, bechoser kol, with the loss of everything. Now, this is a pasuk in Nedarim. If you see the full pasuk there, ve'avat oivecha. If God forbid you're going to get to a point of serving your enemies, this is in time of galut, right? You're going to be in famine. Then you're going to be naked, and you're going to lose everything. So what's bechoser kol? What does it mean you're going to lose everything? Amarav ami amarav belo ner u belo shulchan. You're going to get to a point you're not going to have a candle, you're not going to have a table. It's because the first pasuk of Yechezkel was, what's the most minimum things you need when you go to Galut, and now it's saying when you're going to lose everything, you're going to lose your candle, you're going to lose your table. You get to a point in Galut that we're going to lose everything. Rav Chisda Amar Belo Isha. Rav Chisda says when you lose everything is when you don't have a wife. Rav Sheshet Amar Belo Shamash. Sheshet says, if you don't have a shamash, a helper. Now Rav Sheshet was blind, so for him a helper was everything. So there's some people that they need that helper. If you don't have that helper, you're gonna lose everything. Rav Nachman Amar Belo Deah. Rav Nachman says you're not gonna have your mind, and then you lost everything. Tana Belo Melach u Belo Revav. Tana taught without salt and without oil. He's like, you're not going to have any taste to your food. Is that's what it means over there?
Grease.
Any oil, any salt,
yeah,
for your food, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Amar Abaye. Naktinan en ani ela bedea. We learned that a poor person means a poor person in his mind. If he doesn't have his mind, then that means he's poor. B'ma'arava Amri. In Israel, they would say, in the West, they would say, which is referring to Israel, west of Babel, Dida be kula be. If you have it, which is referring to dat, knowledge, If you have knowledge, you have everything. De lo dabe mabe. If you don't have it, what do you have? If you don't have knowledge, then what do you have? Hakani, dakani machaser. If you acquire knowledge, what are you lacking? Dalokani makani. If you don't have knowledge, if you don't acquire knowledge, then what did you acquire? And basically, this is a nice line, I guess they would say it's a nice rhyme, but it's basically how if you have da'at, you have it all. If you don't have da'at, if you don't have knowledge, then you don't have anything. Amar of Alexandri, Amar of Chia bar Abba, Ena chole omen lechol yo, ad shemochalin lo al kol avonotav. Rav Alexandri says in the name of Chia bar Abba, a person who's sick doesn't get better until Hashem gave him a mechila on all of his sins. If you see a guy got sick and he got better, it's a sign he had a forgiveness from his sins. Shneimar, hasolech lechol avonaychi, harofeh lechol tachaluaychi. Pasuk says, one right beside each other. Hashem forgives all my sins and heals me from all my sicknesses. There's also when a person's sick, he's making a lot of promises. I'm sorry, please help me, I'm sorry, right? So then she says, oh yeah, this guy's sorry, this guy, and if he has, so he does teshuvah when he's really sick, and Hashem forgives him. Rav Hamnuna Amar, Choser Limeh Al Umav. Person, when he gets better from his sickness, he goes back to his youth. Shnei Amar, the pasuk says, "Utafash besaro minoar yashuv limei Al Umav." His flesh goes fresh, like when he was young, and he goes back to his youth. Kol mishkavo hafachta bechol yom. Now the pasuk says, "Kol mishkavo hafachta bechol yom." All of his, when he was lying down, it was turned over when he was sick. Like things were turned over when he was sick. So what's turned over? What happens? Amar Rav Yosef, Lomar de mishkach lemudo. It comes to tell you that a person forgets his learning. You get sick. You're at that point. You're sick. Things are flipped over. What happens? You lose you forget your learning. Rav Yosef chalash. Rav Yosef became sick. Yakar le limude, and he forgot his learning in a certain area. Adre Abaye kame, and Abaye returned his learning to him. Meaning he would, no, don't worry. This is what you meant. This is what it means. This is what it, oh, thank you. You reminded me. Thank you. He taught him back what he lost. That's what we say in many places. If you say a little gimel on the side, there's many quotes of Gemarot. Like 10 quotes of Gemara, but many times it says, Amar Rav Yosef, Lo shmiya li hadashmata. Rav Yosef would say, I didn't hear that teaching. Amar Abaye, atamrita nihalan. Rav Yosef, what do you mean you taught that to us? You see, Rav Yosef later got sick. I think Rav Yosef also got blind later, and he would forget his learning, and then Abaye was the one to restore it, and he'd say, no, you taught that to us. And from that Mishnah, you taught us the proof for that teaching. Kiyava Gamir Rebbe, when Rebbe would teach, when he would learn Tlat Asri Apei Hilcheta, he learned 13 halachot, 13 ways for every halacha. Agmare le Rabbi Chia Shiva Minahon, and he taught his student Rabbi Chia 7 of these. Rabbi Chia, by the way, is also buried in Tveria. And we saw that, like when you're driving, you see Kvarim very often, And we were driving in Tveria, and there was a big mountain and a big sign, Rabbi Chia Ubanav. We were driving right to get there. To go, we didn't off-road it for that one. I'm sorry, Rabbi Chia. That's in Tveria. I don't know, on a road.
On the road?
On one of the, it's I think a smaller road.
Right, the one that goes up behind Rambam.
Maybe that goes also to Rabbi Akiva. I went to Rabbi Akiva.
Right, that's what I would. Right.
This is the famous. It's a beautiful view up there. Yeah. Right. So Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, he learned 13 ways of each halacha. And he would teach 7 to Rabbi Chia. Then Rabbi, he got sick. Adri B'chia Kameh Hanu Shiva Aped Yagmeret. Rabbi Chia returned the 7 to him that he taught him. Shita Azdu, but he lost the other 6. He never taught, he kept the 6 to himself, the other 6 ways, and he never taught them. So no one could restore it to him. But listen to this, amazing. Hava Hu Katsra. There was a laundry guy. Hava Shmiya le Rabbi Kedava Garis Lehu. He would listen to Rabbi when Rabbi would learn. Rabbi would learn, he would talk out loud. And nearby, he was a laundromat guy. And he was here, Rabbi learned. Azar Rabbi Chia, V'gamar Yaton, Kameh Katzra. Rabbi Chia, he said, oh my gosh, you know what, this guy is around when Rabbi is learning. Maybe he heard it. And he picked up those 6 reasons from him. He got it from the laundry guy. Ve'ata, Ve'adar Yaton Kameh Rebbe. And then he went back to Rebbe to teach Rebbe that. When Rabbi would see that laundryman guy, Amar le Rabbi told him, Ata asita oti ve'et chiyah. You made me and you made chiyah. Ikadamri, some say, Haki kamar le. This is what he said. Ata asita chiyah, ve'chiyah asa et oti. You made chiyah and chiyah made me. It was like a chain reaction. He didn't learn directly from him. You taught chiyah and chiyah taught me. The Ben Yehoyada, the Ben Yishchai is an interesting explanation. What's the difference between these 2 versions? And he told him, you made me, you made Chiyah. Second version is, you made Chiyah and Chiyah made me. So he says that you have to respect the rabbi that teaches you Torah. The question is, do you have to respect the rabbi that taught your rabbi? So that's 2 steps. Okay, I learned from my rabbi, but I have to thank his rabbi? Maybe yes, because my rabbi is only a rabbi because of him. So the first explanation is Rabbi saying, Rabbi never learned it from the laundryman directly. It was through Chiyah. So it was laundryman, taught Chiyah, Rabbi Chiyah taught Rabbi. So the first explanation is Rabbi is telling him, you made me and you made Rabbi Chiyah. Meaning, I have to respect, you're my Rebbe's Rebbe in a certain way. I have to respect both, I have to respect you. The second way is, thank you so much. You taught Chiyah, and Chiyah taught me. Like, I don't have to respect you to that level. I'm thanking you very much, but you taught my student, you taught Rabbi Chiyah taught me. This is a little difference. Interesting. Here we go. 3rd line down, end of the 3rd line down, and the wide lines of Mem Aleph, Amud Aleph. V'ikadam, ve'amar Rabbi Alexandria, Rabbi Chiyah bar Rabba. גדול נס שנעשה לחולה יותר מן הנס שנעשה לחנניה מישאל ועזריה. Miracle that's done to a sick person that he becomes healthy from his sickness is greater than the miracle that was done to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were thrown into a fiery furnace and they stayed and they remained alive. So when a person gets recovered from a sickness, it's even greater. Let's see that.
Why Abraham is not included here?
What?
Abraham
by thrown in.
Like, what's
the
significance of those?
You're right, because we often quote Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah as the saved from the thing. That's a question. Good question. Why not Abraham? Maybe because Abraham was greater. Undoubtedly, Abraham was greater, so maybe he had more of a zechut. But they were still the prophets. Good question. Says the Gemara, Shechanana Mishael Azariah Esh Shel Hediot Ve'akol Yochel Chabota. It's interesting. The Gemara says the fire of Hananiah Mishael Azariah was a fire of a simple person. It was a man-made fire, and other people could have gone and put out the fire. The fire of a sickness is min hashamayim. Who could put out that fire? Only Hashem could put out that fire. So when a person gets healed, only Hashem could have intervened to heal the person. Whereas, yes, the guy got saved from a fiery furnace, Hananiah Mishael Azariah, but really that fire is not so strong because man-made, a person could have put out that fire. V'amar Alexandri Amar B'chia Baraba. V'amri the Amar Yeshua ben Levi. Some say it was Yeshua ben Levi who said the following statement. Kevan she'egia kitzo shel adam hakol moshlimo. When it comes time for the end of man's life, everyone rules over him. Shneimar v'yakol motzi argeni. As the pasuk says, by Cain, he said to Hashem, everyone that finds me is going to kill me. Like if I'm going to be dead, I'm a dead man walking. Anyone that finds me will kill me. What it means here is, when it comes to a person's time for death, anything could be available for Hashem to use to kill this person. You get stung by a bee, you get run over, you get fall off a cliff, you get whatever. Like, so anything is fair game for this person to die. Everyone rules over him because any certain way could cause this guy to die. Rav Amar min haden kara. Rav says from this pasuk you see this. Mishpatecha amdu hayom ki yakol avadecha. Your mishpatim, your judgment, your rules are today, and today, like the day of death. Ki yakol avadecha. Everything is your servant Hashem to serve you in causing a person that's supposed to die that day to die. Everything is to your disposal to use to kill the person. Rabbi Bashila Amrule Shchiv. So Rabbi Bashila said, like, I have a story to show this also. Amrule Shchiv Gavra Gavoa. Wait a second. Rabbi Bashila Amrule Shchiv Gavra Gavoa Havarachiv Girudna Zutra. There was a tall person that was riding on a small mule. Matati Tura, they got to a bridge, Istavit, and the mule went crazy. Shadye, and he threw the guy off, the kashchiv, the guy died. Kari al nafsheh, and it was said about this person, that it was your day and anything's to your disposal. This bridge, the guy, the mule went crazy, and all these explanations, whatever was needed, Hashem used, and this person died. Shmuel Chazir Leahu, Shmuel saw there was a person, the gimel over here is Akrava, he saw a scorpion, Yativa al Akrukta, that was sitting on a frog, V'avra Nahara, and it crossed the river, meaning a frog across the river, it could sit on a lily pad across the river, a scorpion can't. So the scorpion went on the frog for a ride, Tarka Gavra Umait, and then when it crossed the river, it bit a person and the person died. So Hashem made it that the scorpion took a ride on the frog.
Well, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing on that. Someone came to me once and said, you know what? The scorpion came to the turtle, said, take me across the river. He goes, because you're going to kill me. You're a scorpion. He goes, no, why would I kill you? You're going to take me there. I'm going to save you. You're going to save me. I'm going to be indebted to you for the rest of my life. Halfway across the river, the scorpion stings the turtle. Turtle looks at him and goes, what are you doing? Now we're both going to die. He goes, I am what I am. Meaning that's my nature. I can't change who I am. And they both die.
That's a different point. Yeah. That's a different point. But here he goes on the frog to get across the river, and then he bites the thing. So you look at it, it's like, what? All these steps? Yeah, sometimes Hashem used all these steps. But
his nature is his nature.
Yeah. You got to do. Okay. Kari alem is 6 lines up from the bottom, and it was said about this person. His mishpatim came that day. That is the day. Amar Shmuel, says Shmuel, En mevakrin tachole el lemi shechalatzto chama. Don't visit a sick unless he has a fever. You only visit sick that have fever. Lafuke ma'ai, to exclude what? Lafuke had the time to exclude like what type of sickness is, not to visit. Hadhan of Yossi ben Parta, Omer Mishum Rabbi Eliezer, don't visit people that have intestinal sicknesses, because they're always going to go into the bathroom and it's embarrassing. And not people that are sick with their eyes. It seems like there's also going to be stuff coming out of their eyes. It's going to be embarrassing. And not people that have headaches. I don't know where that's...
Alzheimer's?
Maybe. What is it? Any explanation over there? Why not the headache? Or, the Gemara is going to say, it's understood why not people with intestinal problems, they're embarrassed. What's the reason for people that are sick in their eye and sick in their head? Mishum de Rabbi Yehuda, like the statement of Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yehuda, Dibura kashya leina, umiyali leishta. Speech is hard for people that have eye issues, but it's good for people with fever. Meaning you're going to go to the guy, visit the guy who's sick. You're going to talk to him. You're going to keep him busy. Now, sometimes when people go like, oh my gosh, I wish I could relax, whatever it is. If a guy has a fever, talking is good for a fever, says the Gemara. So if you go visit a guy with a fever and he talks, it's good for him. But a guy has eye sickness, talking is not good. So you're going to go visit him, it's not going to be good for his ailment. Amar Rava, says Rava, Hai ishta, ilav. What's ishta? Is ishta a woman? No.
Fever?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. We just had ishta, right. Hai ishta, this fever. Ilav de parvanka de malacha de muta. If not, for it to be sent with the malacha mavet, ma'ali, it would be good. Meaning, fever could kill. Fever is bad. If not for it being a health issue, it would have been a good thing for a person's body to have a fever. Why? Right? Kechizra ledikli chad letlatim yomin. Like thorns for a decal tree once in 30 days. Tairiki legufa, and it'd be like medicine to the body. What does this mean?
Oh, because the fever kills all the germs and viruses and takes
Right,
it
burns
out of
it
the
burns
body.
away all the viruses. But what does it mean, like the thorns of a decal tree once in 30 days?
They protect the fruit.
Oh, that protects the thing. Like the thorns protect the decal tree, so too, if you have a fever once every 30 days, if not for it being something that could really harm you, it would be good, because it would be like burn away all the bad stuff. Interesting. Second line down. Mem Aleph Amud Bet. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amar Lohi Velo Tairike. I don't want it, and I don't want its medicine. I don't want the fever. Okay. Amar Abba Bar Yonatan Amar Bichiel. Arsan Yafa Lachole Lerfuato. Arsan, so what that means, is good for someone that's sick to heal him. My arsan, what is arsan? Amar Yonatan, says Rav Yonatan, Chusha de Sa'ari Atikta. Old shelled barley. Darish, fine. That darish nafia, at the beginning of its winnowing. So you take barley, you stomp on it. Now it's half open, and then you winnow it. You throw it in the air, and the chaff blows away. But that at the beginning of the winnowing, that's winnowing. At the beginning of the winnowing, I guess that type of barley is good. Okay. Amar Abaye, Bayen bishula ke'en bisra de Torah, and it needs cooking like cooking ox meat, which needs it for a long time. So to cook this type of barley for a long time, and it's good for a good medicine. Rav Yosef Amar, Semidi de Sa'ari Atikta Derish Nafia. The fine flour of this type of barley is the medicine. Amar Abaye, Bayam Bishula Kibisar Torah. Same thing, and you need to cook it for a long time like ox meat. Amar Yochanan, Bordam en Varakrin, Velomazkirin Shemo. Bordam, we don't visit someone who has Bordam, and we don't say its name. It's interesting, in the religious people, they don't say the word, they don't say cancer. They say Yenamachla, that sickness. They don't say it by its name because it has a sort of power. Or they say the seed.
Right, the seed.
That sickness, yeah. So they say the machala, or the machala. You know, like the sickness. They don't say its name because it has a power if you say its name. Now, why dafka that? Why the seed? I guess because it's so prevalent. It's so so something that maybe later was changed to COVID. That seed, but no, but it was many times because it's been around for so many years. So in yeshivas and this, what happened? He passed away.
It affected everyone.
He had yenamachla. He had that sickness.
It affects everyone.
Last week, like I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was something about the gematria of Sartan, something to do with
Sorry,
one of the names of the
of the
Sitra
Satan
and
Sartan.
yeah, and there was actually like there was actually a specific way to win it, like to
go over
like
it.
it says you have to yoded the name like Satan, Ratan, Tan, If you do
Oh,
it
you
like
do.
and then that's how you beat the.
Like Nachman.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact opposite. Actually, it's
Okay,
called
because that's
ego.
going up.
Yeah, if you want to elevate yourself or somebody else, that's what you do. He said, like Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov.
So they go say up.
This week or past week, like he just.
Interesting. I actually just heard that. It's very unfortunate. Someone sent me a video that in Yerushalayim, I didn't go visit the Kvarim, but there's Kvarim of Chagai and Malachi, from some Nevi'im, in Yerushalayim, I think in Har HaZeitim, at the base of Har HaZeitim. I visited before. But recently, the Christians, they say that no, that land is part of ours, whatever, and it's a cave to go down to the Kvarim, and they installed what's it called, railings on the cave, and in the railings they put crosses, like as a design.
To keep the Jews away.
So the guy that's videoed is we have to go in Hebrew. He said we have to go to whoever sees this video go and protest this. We have to put this on the news. This and that. And he ends the video. Okay. I guess. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Listen, they're powerful.
Yeah. So Rav Yochanan says, Bordom, don't visit the people that have it and don't say its name. My time of why? Amar Rabbi Elazar, mipineshu kema'ayan hanovea, because it is like a wellspring that keeps on going. I think this is the person keeps on going to the bathroom. Is that what it is? Stop going to the bathroom.
Excuse me, your chair's gonna go in the hole. Lift up. Okay.
Good. Thank you. It's like a Mayan Novea. What is it over there? It's like a wellspring that keeps on going. It's from the bathroom.
Yes, the guy's bleeding.
Oh, the guy's bleeding so much. The Amar Rabbi Elazar, Lama Nikra Shema Bordam. Why is it called Bordam? Shehu Kemayan Novea. It's a Bordam. It's a pit of blood. This guy keeps on bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. Don't visit guys like that, and don't say its name. Okay, next. Umarpeu refuat hanefesh. This talks about back to Nedarim. You're allowed to heal the person that you made a neder not to have benefit from. You could heal him refuat hanefesh. So what's refuat hanefesh? Hechiktani. Ilam refuat hanefesh bechinam refuat mamon b'schar. If refuat hanefesh means for free, heal them with free things as opposed to things that are going to cost you money. Litni hachim arpeu bechinam avalo b'schar. Then just say it straight that you could heal him for free but not for money. It's not nefesh and ele refuat nefesh gufo refuat mamon behemto. Refuat nefesh means no, you could heal him, but you can't heal his animals. Meaning, when the guy's sick, maybe no one's tending to his animals. Oh, I'll go feed his animals. No, you can't take care of his money. When if you made a neder not to benefit, you could take care of him. Amar Rav Zutra bar Tuvia Amar Rav Aval Omer lo Samploni Yafela Samploni Rala. But you could say, this medicine is good, this medicine is bad for it. Oh, I think this is for the animal. That you're allowed, even though you can't do it straight up, but you could say, oh, I think if the animal's sick, oh, this medicine is good for the animal, this medicine is not. You can't actually do it, but you could say it. Mishnah. Now, if this again, you made a neder not to benefit from this person, but what could you do? You could wash with him in a big bathtub. And this is again back in the day. They would have big. Bathhouses. Picture of a bathhouse over there. Okay, Chazal. Looks like a small bathtub.
It's a small bathtub. Two guys in there, I don't know about it.
It looks like they're benefiting from each other. Avalo b'ktana, but not a small one. Ve'yoshen imo b'mita. You could sleep in the same bed. Okay. Rav Yehuda Omer. Rav Yehuda says, "B'yamot hachama." That's in the summer. Avalo b'yamot geshamim, but not in the winter. Mipeneshu me'anehu, because you're going to benefit. Meaning, in the summer it's hot. If you sleep in the same bed, there's no benefit there. Okay, we both need a place to sleep. We're not benefiting from each other because it's going to make more heat. But if it's cold, there's a little bit of benefit because now it's a little bit more warmer in the bed. Umesav imo alamita. Ve'ochel imo ala shulchan. I guess you could I guess relax on the bed, and you eat on the table together. Avalo min hatamchui, aval ochel hu imo min hatamchui hachozer. Not from the tamchui, but you could eat from the tamchui hachozer. Tamchui is they would pass a plate of food around. So if you're going to eat on the same plate, what's going to happen is you're going to leave him food. Everyone's going to leave everybody else food. So we pass the food around. So this guy can't benefit from. But if I'm not going to eat everything because it's not nice to I'm going to leave him some. Oh, I benefited him. But tamchuya gadol or tamchuya chozer means the plate keeps on going around. Take more, take a second round. That means I didn't benefit him directly. There's more to go. So that you could eat from. Gemara, Tanya, lo yirchatz imo be'ambati. Don't. The Braita says don't be in the same bathtub. V'lo yashin imo b'mita, and not to sleep in the same bed. Ben Gedolah, Ben Ktana. Rabbi Meir says, be it if it's a big bathtub or a big bed, small bed, everything you're not allowed to. Rabbi Yehuda says, Gedolah b'yamot hageshamim, v'ktana b'yamot hachama mutar. A big one in the winter, a big bed in the winter is allowed, and a small bed in the summer is allowed. Because again, there's no benefit. You can wash in a big bathtub, and you could sweat with him in the small one. I think this is, I guess, like a schwitz, whatever. Is that what it says? Hamam. What does it say over there? Sweat with him in the small one.
They want to keep them on, I guess.
And a small bed is permitted. And use a sauna with him, even in a small room. Why? There's no increase of warmth afforded to the occupant of a sauna by the presence of another person. To the contrary, the entrance of a vower into the sauna causes some discomfort by lowering the temperature. Okay. Ava mesev imo alamita. You could go on the bed. You can relax on the bed. You could eat on the table together. And you can't eat from that same plate that we explained. But you could on the bigger plate. Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina says the tamchuya chozer lebalabait. What did he add? Oh yeah, that there's, and even in a case where the leftover goes to the owner, there's so much that there's going to be enough to go back to the owner. Again, you could eat and share the same plate. Bara Mishnah. Lo yochal imo min ha'avus shelifnei ha'poalim. Don't eat with a guy that you made a neder from a avus in front of the workers. Meaning this is also a plate like in front of the workers. Now you're a worker also, and this guy's a worker. They eat a lot. And everybody eats a lot, and therefore you're for sure going to save him and you're going to benefit him if you're going to leave him some. And what does that mean? Talk about uman, so maybe.
Or may work with him in the same row in the vineyard.
Yeah, so the Ran explains because working in the vineyard, meaning he's going to be in front of you and he's going to plow the land, it's going to be easier for you to plow behind him. So he's making things easier for you. So you can't work in the same, okay, this is our job, the lineup, whatever it is. No, because he's benefiting you. You could, but be in a distance from him. I mean, I guess be further down the line, the what's it called? The conveyor line. There's 10 guys working. Don't be the guy right behind them. Be the guy, 5 guys behind them. Says the Gemara, Bekarov lo pligi de asir. Close to one another, everyone says it's asur. Ki pligi v'rachok. There's a machloket when one is further from each other. Rabbi Meir savar gazrin rachok mishum karov. The kamar pile la'ara kameh. Rabbi Meir says no, there's a gezerah. Even though you're far away, too bad. You're still making it softer for him. Meaning the first guy, and now you're the fifth guy. There's three guys in between. You're still making it softer. That first guy still did it. Rabbanan Savrilo guys, no, there's no gezerah. It's too many people. We don't make a gezerah from that distance. Okay, Chazak Baruch. We did it. So tomorrow night we'll do also full daf to bring us up to date. B'ezrat Hashem.
Two.
Yeah, two sides, full daf to bring us up to date. B'ezrat Hashem. Chazak.
Let's count if I can finish.